Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. As is the disease, so is the medicine. If the disease can be cured by allopathy, take to allopathy. If disease can be cured by yoga, take to yoga. If the disease can be cured by the Savudana Khichadi, take to that. Savudana Khichadi means homeopathy. Depends what suits a particular disease. If this point is clear, then if somebody, just an example, you have got a good friend and he is very nice otherwise, but he has got a bad habit of getting drunk and then fall on the roadside, and you are just going and you saw your friend drunk and lying down on the roadside. Now you will like to help him, is it not? Now how will you help him? You will go and talk to him. My dear friend, you belong to such a great culture. My friend, you belong to such a great culture. Your parents are so great. This is not good for you. You should not drink. You should not do like this. Will you talk to him? He will not understand because he has already realized. You cannot talk to him. Then if you want to help him, what will you do? You will take a nice hand of yours and give one on his head. And then he will come to realization, oh, there is some other world also. And then put him in a taxi and make a Ola or Uber and send him to his house. Let him pay. Because he is in such a state, he can never understand wisdom. Are you all able to hear last? Yes. So, if this point is clear, exactly this is what has happened to Arjun. Arjun was completely drunk with delusion, confusion, and he was crying and ultimately said that Etanna hantum ichchami gnatopi madhusudana. I don't want to fight this war. Api trailokya rajyasya. Even if I get the 3 world, I don't want. What to talk about this world? Now to such a completely demolished person, if you have to wake him up, you cannot talk the language of wisdom. And therefore, Bhagavan started in the 2nd chapter a language which is impossible to be included in a very good book. See? So, Bhagavan's words in the 3rd verse. I am trying to cover as much Bhagavad Gita, taking the important verses. And if God willing, if you can study it completely exhaustively, we will do that. I am just giving you a complete picture. So in the 3rd verse, Bhagavan says, now please repeat after me. You have got the books with you. Yesterday I have given. If you are not brought, then God help you. Klaibyam smagama partha naitatvaiyupapadyate kshudram hridaya daurbalyam tyaktotishta parantapa. Now Bhagavan is addressing Arjun. The worst kind of abuse that can be given to a warrior on the battlefield. Because he has to be shaken. He was in such a dull mood. And therefore, the worst kind of word Bhagavan Krishna has used is Klaibyam Masmagama Partha. Klibata means being impotent. You can imagine a warrior on the battlefield and he is addressed, hey, you impotent. How angry he will become. And this is what is required to change the channel of your thinking. See, if you go to our Varanasi, before Shivaratri, they take bhang. And there, if you are laughing at the time of taking bhang, you will keep on laughing. Because it goes to fix your thought. Thought fixation is the biggest problem of all the depressed people. Thought fixation has to be changed. And that can be changed only by a blow, not with love. But a blow with a love. Pure love will not help. A strong love is required. Because the case is very serious. And Bhagwan has used this word kliba, important. What is the meaning of impotency? Impotency means lack of inspiration. If you have to do anything in your life, you have to be inspired. If you are somehow dragging through life, you are living death. And therefore, Bhagwan uses this word, kliba, klaibyam asmagama partha. Now another important point in this. The last 1 year, Pandavas were in incognito existence. They should not be recognized by others. So for 1 year, Arjuna was acting as an impotent and teaching dance and music to Uttara, the daughter of that great king Virat. So 1 year you were acting as an impotent eunuch and teaching dance and music. Arjun, that is over now. Now you are on a battlefield. Remember, you are a man first. You can imagine how much Arjuna must have been totally shattered that his best friend Bhagwan Krishna called him, you are important. That was necessary. So, klaibyam asmagama partha na etatvai upapadyate. This doesn't suit you. Why? Because kshudram hrudaya daurbalyam tyaktodishta parantapa. Don't yield to the weakness of your mind. Friends, emotions are ornaments on the human personality. But emotionalism is a scar. We should not be emotional. We must have emotions. Love, help, understanding. But if we become emotional, we get carried away and we become weaklings. See, friends, therefore, kshudram hrudaya daurbalyam, the weakness of your mind, give it up and tyaktodishta parantapa, and arise and awake. See, now when this was told to Arjun, a person who is of Arjun brand, yesterday I told you what was Arjuna's brand, first take the decision and then follow the arguments, like the liars do. Liars are lawyers. I think they are liars first and then they are lawyers. Because what every lawyer does, they try to prove how the wrong is right and right is wrong. That is all that they do. That is their profession. And out of the lawyers only they become judges. You can imagine. And out of the judges, they become the high court judges. And out of that, they become the Supreme Court judges. The whole story is of liars and nothing else. See, friends. So, Arjuna was trying to justify his withdrawal, that he wants to withdraw from the battlefield. And therefore, he starts argumentation. See, Katham Bhishma Maham Sankhe Dronam Cha Madhusudana Ishubhi Pratiyotshami Pujarha Varisudana. Hey Madhusudana, Bhagwan Krishna killed a demon Madhu, therefore is a Madhusudana. And Ari means the enemy. Arisudana means the killer of the enemy. You have killed the enemies and you want me to kill my grandfather. See how sarcastic he was. And therefore, he says, Katham Bhishma Maham Sankhe Dronam Cha Madhusudana. How can I kill Bhishmacharya, Dronacharya? Because they are Pujar Hau Arisudana. They are worthy of worship. And therefore, Pratiyotshami. I cannot even think of even shooting an arrow at them. Forget about anything else. And therefore, he start further arguments. If I kill them, Gurun hatva hi mahanubhavan shreyo bhoktumapi havaksha loke hatvartha kamastu guruni haiva bhunjiya bhogan rudira pradigdan. If I kill them, those who are worthy of worship, what will happen? Suppose I get this kingdom. That kingdom will be soaked in the blood of my nears and dears. Do you want me to enjoy the victory which is soaked in the blood of my nears and dears? Therefore, I don't know what I should do and I am completely confused. Na etad vidmak kataranno gariyo yadva jayema yadivano jayayu. I don't know whether we should win the war or we should allow them to win the war. Kindly tell me. As if he was deciding already that he can win or he can be defeated. And when he has come to this conclusion that he is completely confused, shattered, like all of us. See, there was a boy from USA, he used to write me now and then. One day I wrote him a very strong letter. I said, you are good for nothing, therefore you are exported. All unwanted people are exported out of India, you know. Therefore they are called as NRI. Not real Indians. Real Indians can live anywhere happily. See? So, he used to write me about something. Swamiji, I am going along with that girl for last 5 years and we are in love with each other and now I don't feel I should get married to her. What should I do? I said, okay, I'll get married. Send her here. Now can you imagine? Such a person, he who cannot decide whether he should get married or not, he should never get married. See, friends, therefore, one of the most important things we Indians lack, ability to make decisions in life. We have to be courageous enough to make decisions, to execute decisions and be responsible for the decisions. For every small little thing, Mummy, मैं सुसु को जाऊँ? You must have seen the kids in the house. They are very small, 3 years, 2 years, and at night they have to go to susu, and therefore they will ask their mummy, I want to go, please come with me. Imagine a man of about 25, 30 years of age, if he tells, mummy, should I go to bathroom? No, you go on the road. Think, man. Learn to make decisions in your life and be responsible for your decisions. Don't go on hanging around all the time. Mummy, I should do this. Papa, I should do this. Are you a toy made out of these soft tissues? No. Become responsible in life. And therefore, Arjuna's question is here. Now, this particular verse number 7. About this 7 verse, I will tell you one event which happened and then you will repeat after me. There is a good friend of mine, doctor and software engineer. They were in USA visiting their daughter. This happened in LA or San Jose in California. They parked their car outside a mall in a parking lot. And his laptop, passports, everything was inside that thing and it was left. They went inside the mall, came back, and as worse it can happen, this is the worst thing in USA. The theft happened and bag, everything was taken away. Now he is without passport. In other country, without passport is without life. So he was such a mess. His wife was shattered. And then she started chanting this mantra. She phoned me afterwards, Swamiji, you remember when I was small, you have given us this mantra in our class. If you have, be very attentive, if you have got any doubt in your mind about something, sit quiet before your idol or whosoever he is, God, whatever it is, and chant this mantra 3 times or 11 times, sincerely. Put your doubt, your question before him. Whatever answer comes inside your heart, accept it. Don't change it again. Do it 2-3 times. You may fail once or twice, doesn't matter. But then you will get this art of making right decisions at the right time quickly. This is one of the great quality I have observed in our Subodhji. How to make decisions quickly. Then only this institution can grow to this extent. See, friends, learn to make decisions quickly and not after the patient is dead, then you think, I think we should have allowed him to live. No. This is the power of this mantra. And this I heard from a great Mahatma in Vrindavan. That's what I am sharing with you. So please repeat after me. Karpanya doshopahata svabhavaha pruchhami tvam dharma sammudha cheta yasreyasya nishchitam bruhi tanme Shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. This is page number 32, verse number 7. Again we will try once, then I will go ahead. Karpanya dosho pahata svabhavaha pruchhami tvam dharma sammudha cheta yashreyasya nishchitam bruhi tanme shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. Now Arjuna is telling what is the condition of his own being. First, Karpanya dosha upahata svabhavaha. I am of this type at this moment. Karpanya dosh means self-pity, as we should not have pity on others. If you have to, help. If you have to, serve. Don't have pity. Oh, poor fellow, he is, not getting food. Oh, God. No, don't do that. You are insulting him. Pity, compassion, these are negative words. These are negativities. Don't yield to them. Otherwise, you keep on eating nice ice cream and have pity. See, this world is full of poor people. That is not the way. No compassion, no pity. If you have to, love and serve. When you serve somebody, you accept something great in him. We serve our father, we serve our mother, we serve our teachers, isn't it? So, we do not serve the dog. See? Because parents are superior. So, whenever you have this attitude of serving somebody, respecting somebody, you have seen something great in him. So, here Arjuna says, as we should not have pity on others, equally don't have pity on yourself. Karpanya dosho upahata svabhavaha. Otherwise, I am so courageous, so powerful, but because of self-pity, all my inner strength is completely drained out and I am left impotent at this moment. How important it is. Never have self-pity. As we should not have self-arrogance, we should also not have self-pity. In self-pity, we find out the negativities in us. Instead of that, find out something positive in you. There is none in this world who does not have anything positive. There is a shloka in Sanskrit which tells, there is not a plant on the earth which does not have at least one quality of medicine. There is not a single word which does not have the potency of a mantra. There is not a single person in this world who does not have even one good quality. It is impossible. Everybody has something or the other very good. Invoke that, discover that, and grow that. But what happens? I tell you my own example. I am born Aurangzeb. I have no music in me. Aurangzeb means he who doesn't have music. I cannot sing. So when I was studying, I could study all the Upanishad, Gita and everything very comfortably. But when it was coming to sing the bhajans, I could not. It is not in me. So I used to sit before the Lord's idol and take the harmonium and start, and nothing will come out. I used to get so frustrated. I tried it for 3, 4, 5 months. And one day I virtually cried and I said, "Oh Lord, why are you not allowing me to sing?" And as if he spoke to me. Then he said, "What kind of service I want from you, I decide, not you." Friends, all of us are made for some purpose. We have no purpose of our life. If you take this mic has no purpose. The one who is using the mic, he has the purpose. Exactly the same way, we are all the mics in the hand of the Divine. He has the purpose. And for that, what should be our position? We should be a fit instrument. For example, you must have seen sometime, the mics have electronic omkar. Hum. Sometimes the mic cleans our own throat. Kar, 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 kar. So if the mic is making noise, what do? We remove it. Exactly. Be a fit instrument to such an extent that he will choose you to get his job done. That is Bhagavad Gita. It's not go and cry, "Oh Lord, do this, do that." Is he a servant or what? You do yourself. See, friends, many people have got that funny notion, "Oh, Maharaj, when you go, you please pray for me." I said, "I'll pray on you. I'll not pray for you." See, friends, this is a weakling, no praying and business. Discover your inner strength. See? Therefore, Arjuna says, "Karpanya dosho upada svabhavaha." My all inner strength is totally drained out because of this self-pity on me. What was his pity? How can I kill Dronacharya, my guru? How can I kill Bhishmacharya, my grandfather? How can I kill my brothers? Do you think that they don't know? When the guru was ready to kill you in the opposite army, when your grandfather is ready to kill you, why don't you? Are you wiser than them or what? What was the problem? Problem was this. Where he was, when he was, what he was, he has forgotten. On the battlefield, you are neither a grandson, nor a disciple, nor a brother. On the battlefield, you are only a warrior. This is what is most important part of our spiritual life. Therefore, don't have that self-pity under any condition. Karpanya dosho pahata svabhavaha. Then pruchhami tvam dharma sammudha jeta. Therefore, I want to ask you, sir, who am I? Dharma sammudha chetaha. Dharma sammudha cheta means I do not know what is my dharma, what is my duty at this moment. Whether I should fight the war or I should withdraw from the war. Now the question is, you have come on the battlefield for running away or fighting the war. See? Now what was that which made Arjuna so shiver and give up his own inner strength? What happened? It's only because he had two negative qualities. One was the arrogance of perpetual success. Any person who is perpetually successful is extremely arrogant. Who can defeat me? I have done this, I have done that. And in the life of Arjuna, if you study, he has never lost a single battle that he fought. Therefore, one of the names of Arjuna is Vijay. He never was defeated. So that arrogance was here in him. And therefore he said in the beginning only, "Let me see who dares fight with me." He knew who is in the opposite army. And second thing, he had bitterness in his heart. He called very bad names to the Kauravas. They are Durbuddhi. they are very bad people and I am good. Whenever this thought comes in our mind, that we are good because others are bad, we are going the wrong way. These 2 points were very concentrated in Arjun, and immediately Bhagavan Krishna recognized this, and therefore he took the chariot and brought in front of Bhishmacharya, Dronacharya and told, you have to fight not with the enemies, you have to fight with your own nears and dears. My dear friends, who is our nears and dears? Our own mind. We all suffer because we cannot fight with our mind. You have to take care. Nobody can help you. Don't go and asking, please bless me, please help me. No. Don't be a creeper. Be an oak tree, strong enough. See, Upanishad says, Nayamatma balahine na labhyaha. Weaklings are meant to perish in this world. Survival of the fittest. Be strong enough. So, Pruchhami tvam dharma samudha cheta. I am completely confused and confounded. What should I do? Whether I should fight the war or I should run away. Meaning what? He had no doubt that he can fight the war or not. But he had a doubt about taking the decision. Whether I should fight or not. See friend, it is here we have to remember 2 things together. Inspiration must be coupled with wisdom. If you are inspired, but if you don't have wisdom, then an inspiration will create a terrorist out of you. And if the inspiration is coupled with wisdom, you will be creating a great patriot, a great person, helping the society. This is the difference. See? Therefore, Pruchhami tvam dharma sammuda cheta. Then third, yash shreyasyad nishchitam bruhitan me. He says, please tell me what is good for me. Now this is another good point to be understood. What he said, what is good for me. There are 2 things in life. One is what is good for us. Second is what we like. What we like need not be good for us. And what is good for us, we need not like it. For example, getting up early in the morning at 4 o'clock is good for us, but we don't like it. See? Keeping the room neat and clean, perfect, all the clothes are properly folded and kept, the bed is properly covered after you get out of the sleep. When you go to the room, your shoes are kept in a proper place, is good, but we don't like to do that. See? Arjuna asks a question, kindly tell me what is good for me. These are 2 things we have to clearly understand. In Kathopanishad, this topic comes exhaustively. Shreya and Preya. Shreya, what is good for us. Preya, what we like. Now, if you take these 2 things, who is guiding our life? Whether what I like or dislike is guiding my life, or what is right or wrong is guiding my life. Watch within. See? Most of us are victims of personal likes and dislikes. When the food comes in front of me, why don't you take that Karela sabji? I don't like it. Immediately that liking and disliking begins everywhere. And be attentive. Likes and dislikes have no logic. I'll tell you one example to make it point. I do not like the eggplant. Eggplant means bengan. I don't like that. And if you go to the houses of the Punjabis, Punjabis have bengan da bharta is a very special dish. And because the Swami has come, therefore they will be preparing bengan da bharta. And when I look at that pathetic dish, such a nice shining brinjal is roasted, oh God, and then skinned it out and then smashed, and then they give you. So I just don't like it. So when they give me, So what should I do? I am a Swami, I am not supposed to say I like, I don't like. So I take the chapati, little bit, like something you have to throw away, you put a tissue paper on there, lift it and throw it away. That way, say I take chapati, take the whole lump, put in my mouth, a glass of water, Krishna, 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 Krishna. Now that mother thinks, I like it. Therefore again it comes. Now who is making me miserable? My disliking for that object. Now the question is, I dislike and you like. Now what is the cause that I dislike? I don't know. I just don't like it. And you like it. Why? I don't know. I just like it. In short, likes and dislikes have no logic. And we consider ourselves to be great logical people. Friends, lead your life not under the influence of the likes and dislikes, but under the wisdom of what is right and what is wrong. See? Dharma sammuda cheta. Now he said, I don't like killing. Whether you like or not, that is your duty. See, friends, we all are the victims of these likes and dislikes. How do we come out of it? A simple technique. I follow that technique, you try. Don't give yourself any choice in any field. When food comes in front of you, enjoy it. No, I don't like this, I don't like it. No, enjoy. Insist you like it. Conquer your weaknesses. Nayamatma balahinena labhya. Weaklings cannot grow. Therefore, yashreyasya nishchitam ruhitan me. Kindly tell me what is right for me, what is good for me. Why should I tell you? Because shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. Arjuna says, because I am thy disciple and shadhimam, that means instruct me. Friends, we all must have at least one altar. Call it a higher principle, call it God, call it Guru, call your father, anyone. We must have one altar in our life before whom we do not argue. Then only we will conquer our ego. If we have to conquer the ego, we must have some place in the world before whom you just surrender. No question right or wrong. Then only we will get out of the strong poisonous weed, ego in us. So, yashreyasya nishchitam ruhitan me, shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. Shadhimam means instruct me. Now you instruct and it shall be followed. Now, when it was told that time, Bhagavan Krishna, in the 10th verse, Sanjay Uvacha, he says, Tamuvacha Rishikesha Prahasanniva Bharata Senayor Ubayor Madhe Vishidantam Idam Vachaha. Now Sanjay is telling it to Dhritarashtra. When Arjuna was thus crying on the battlefield, that time Bhagavan Sri Krishna was smiling. He was not crying. Many people, when they study Gita, they become so serious, as if after studying Gita, they will be hanged to death. Bhagavad Gita is a book of happiness, not frustration. See, don't justify being serious in life. We are here born only to express happiness. So important it is. So when Arjuna was crying, Bhagavan was smiling. Maja aaya. Don't we do this? I'll tell you one example. There was a small girl, and maybe about 4 years or 5 years, and I used to go to there now and then. She used to call me my Swami. I was her possession. If any other child comes to me, then she will go and push the child away. So one day I told her, I said, hey, you have got 2 of them, mom and dad. I don't have anyone. Please give me. I'll take your daddy, okay? You keep mom. That small little girl, she covered her huge elephant-sized father with a small hand. No, 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 don't take my father. I said, all right, I'll take mom. I want anyone. So I'll take mom. So she also came saying, okay, thank you, Swamiji, because you don't have, I will be with you. Now that small little girl, 4 or 5 years, she started crying, no, no, don't take my mother. And she was rolling on the floor and crying and crying. That time, me and her parents, we were crying, we were laughing. Why? This is fun. Life is a celebration. Life is not a calibration. Don't count. See, friends, but we make our life so miserable. All the time, serious, serious, serious. Is most important thing. And for that, you are not responsible. How the thoughts are presented, that is important. We are not in this world to cry. This happened in one of the places, I still remember, in Mumbai. There was a very big congregation of Mahatmas and big, I was also called once. And I always move one, Ekameva Dvitiya. I don't have any sevak or anybody. I lift my suitcase and go wherever I want. So, when I went there, all other Mahatmas have got their sevak, then they will be putting their asan, then the Mahatmas will sit. And I am a fakir brand. So, I went and sat on the floor. He said, no, no, you have to give talk, you come up. So, I came up. And then he said, who is your sevak? I said, you are my sevak. Now he has no choice. I said, Lagao asan. Then he found out from somewhere. Okay. After that, my talk was over. Then there was one elderly Mahatma, very nice, very good person. He told me, that time I was very young, like any one of you. So he told me, Mahatma ji, you know, Gita ji should not be spoken so lightly. He was talking in Hindi. You should not talk so lightly. You should bring out seriousness. I said, okay, sir, I will do that way. One of the most important principles which I follow in my life, Vado na avalambya. Never argue with anybody in this world. On any issue. Never argue. When you argue with anybody, two things can happen. Either you win or you lose. When you win argument, you lose a friend. And when you lose the argument, you lose the argument. Both ways you are loser. And particularly with the elders. With elders, never argue. Whatever they say, yes. Say yes. After some time, they will forget yes about what. And you relax. This is the beauty of the oldies. Don't keep on arguing. So, I say, okay, I will not talk like that. Then there was one young boy, he said, Swamiji, why didn't you tell him? You are telling the Bhagavad Gita so cheerfully, happily, lightly, and we are relaxed. We don't have tension that we are studying Gita, but we get the crux of it. Why didn't you tell? I said, look here, elderly people should be respected. Don't argue with them. Whatever they say yes and do whatever you like. Simple way. Unnecessarily argument has no meaning. But what is the thing that he said? I said, look here, if you have studied Gita, then I quoted him this 10th verse. I said, see, the 10th verse of the 2nd chapter. There what is said, that tamu acha Rishikeshaha prasanniva bharata. Rishikeshaha tam vishidantam arjunam uvacha. Rishikesh, Bhagavan Sri Krishna spoke to Arjuna how prasanniva. Prasanniva means as if he was smiling in his cheeks and talking, oh, such a serious thing, you know. How can you kill your grandfather? Oh my God, really it's a good thing you reminded me. He was laughing in his cheeks. When the original Bhagavad Gita is delivered with a smile on the face, why should we become serious while studying Bhagavad Gita? Seriousness is different from sincerity. Many a times we mistake sincerity with seriousness. A serious person need not be sincere, and a sincere person need not be serious. We have to be sincere in life, not serious. So, prasanniva bharata, and then senayoru bhayorumadhe visidantam idam vacha. He said, now the first sixer Bhagavan Krishna plants on Arjuna. The 11th verse. Please repeat after me. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. भगवान में दम नहीं है क्या? Now repeat after me again. Everybody should chant. I guarantee you, you will not die. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Ashochananvashocastvam. Prajnavadanshcha bhashase. Gatasu nagatasunshcha nanushocanti panditaha. The Bhagavan is telling Arjun, Prajnavadanshcha bhashase. You are talking like a wise man. What does it mean? That means you are a fool of the highest order. See the beauty in Bhagavad Gita. He is not telling you are dumb. You are talking like a wise man, but who is a wise man? Wise man is Gatasuna Gatasunshcha Nanushocanti Panditaha. Panditaha, wise men are those they never grieve when somebody dies or when somebody doesn't die. Ignorant people grieve for both. When somebody dies, they cry, and somebody doesn't, ye marta bhi nahi. There also they grieve. See friends, wise people are never miserable. May what happen? Miseries can be experienced, but you need not become miserable. See friends, another good example I'll tell you. One of my very old friends, this happened in Delhi years before, and they were elderly couple and I was very young that time. So I used to go to their house, they used to give me nice food, therefore they were good. And then one day I got a news that she died, that Amma died. And when I got the news, I was somewhere else and I could not go. So I sent a message, I'll come the moment I'm free. So after 15 days I went there. And after going there, then we spoke about how government is bad, how the trains are not running, all kinds of topics which have no concern to anybody. These are the discussions which doesn't yield any result. So I was talking on those topics. And then nice tea and then kachori and samosa enjoyed. And when I was going, that old man, he was that time 80 and I was hardly in 20s. He got up and he hugged me and he touched my feet. I said, Papa, what are you doing? You are sending me to hell or what? You are Papa and you are touching. He said, no, you are not my son. Then he told me this. You are the first person who did not make me cry because of my wife's death. Everybody was coming and talking. Unless I cry, they don't feel that their duty is done. So when anybody is to come, I used to be, my God, again I had to cry. And they will keep on talking. Finally, when I break, things are done. But you did not mention anything even once about my wife's death. And you were so close to her. Why? I said, you want to know the truth? Yes. I said, is it necessary that the husband is miserable because the wife dies? Maybe he is happy. He said, this is what makes you different from others. If you are happy in the happiness of others, you don't have to do anything in life. And if you can bring a smile on a miserable person, you have done your job. That is spiritual life. But we are ourselves so depressed and dejected. Anybody who comes near us, he also gets depressed, dejected. The virus, corona. See friends. Therefore, Bhagavan says, Ashochananvashocastvam. You are grieving for that which is not worthy of grieving. Because why we grieve? For two reasons. When somebody dies, we feel very sorry. When somebody doesn't die, then also we feel sorry. वो मरता भी नहीं. See friends, in short, do not justify yourself being miserable. Friends, miseries can come to us. Miseries can be attributed to something or somebody. Miseries are coming to me because of my wife, because of my husband, because of my children, because of my teacher, because of my neighbor, because of my roommate. You can say that. But we are all miserable by our choice. You refuse to be miserable. That is the yoga of Bhagavad Gita. This verse comes in 6th chapter. Tam vidyat dukkha sanyoga vyogam yoga sannitam sa nishchena yoktavyaha yogaha anirvinna chetasa. When the miseries come in your life, you refuse to be miserable. It is our choice. See, those who have travelled outside, they know when you enter any country, they give you some form to be filled in. And there they have got options. Are you a member of a terrorist organization? Yes, no. Are you carrying the money with you? Yes, no. Are you carrying something? Yes, no. You have to reply only 2 things, yes or no. You don't have to write a thesis. In the same manner, when the miseries come in our life, there are 2 options, yes and no. Those who say yes, they will become miserable. Those who say no, the misery will go to someone else. Think. Therefore, Bhagavan says, Gatasuna Gatasuscha Nanu Shochanti Pandita. This is the most important principle Bhagavad Gita tells us. Don't justify yourself being miserable under any condition. Make the miseries miserable. You don't become miserable. See? And for practicing that, Bhagavan tells the wisdom. So from here onward, wisdom is told how we can stop being miserable. Natvevaham jatunasam natvemne me janadhipaha nachayvana bhavishyamaha sarve vayamataparam. Look here, never there was a time when we were not there, when I was not there, when everybody was not there. Absence cannot be possible. And there will never be a time when all of them will not be there. We are eternal. Be attentive. One simple analysis of your own experience. Be extremely attentive. Do we have the experience of our birth? We don't have. Do we have the experience of our growth? We are growing. It is for the first time a girl is called by a baby, a small child, auntie, what is the time please? That time is the first shock the girl gets. Oh God, now I have become auntie. First time. Second time the shock gets. I was in one marriage and one small girl was there. She came and she was telling her grandfather, Dadaji, let's go to that place for they are calling you. So when that child said Dadaji, Dadaji said, don't call Dadaji. Call uncle or a Buddha. You are old. So the children are seeing you as a body. We do not have the experience of birth. We don't have the experience of growth. And the most important thing, we do not have the experience of death. And ultimately, we do not have the experience of our absence. And yet we are afraid. For what? Think. If you are able to digest this principle, you will lead your life cheerfully, happily. But all the time, we are suffering because of this fear. I don't know what will happen. Worry is what? I don't know what is going to happen to this world. If you don't know, relax. If you know what is going to happen, be prepared. Where is a place for worries? See, friends, constant worry. And such people, they are themselves miserable and they make others also miserable around them. See? At the most, what will happen? You will die. All problems over. See, there is only one karma that we do because of which others suffer. And that karma is our death. When we die, others, my God, kya kare iska? He's relaxed. For example, suppose I die here right now. I'll be relaxed. You'll be worried of kya kare. Friends, life is a celebration. It is not a calibration. Don't have that fearful existence. Then, dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara praptihi dhirastatra namiyati. Now this is another wisdom we have to go through, analyzing our own experiences. The simple thing is, we were children, we became teenagers, we became middle-aged, we become old. Who became old, teenager, etc.? The body, not we. We are the same. We are not changed. If you want to practice this knowledge, I'll give you one simple technique. Don't talk about your past. Past belongs to your body, not to you. Yesterday the mantra that I gave you, wherever I am, whenever I am, whatever I am, I shall be 100%. That time you are united with the divinity that you are. But we Indians, जाने कहाँ गए वो दिन, वो गए भाड़ में तुम भी जाओ. See friends, learn to live in the utter present. And when you start living that life, you will see you will be always relaxed, cheerful. And how to drop the past? Past can be dropped only by one thing: forget. You cannot undo. Control Z. You cannot do in your life. You have to forget, forgive, and drop it. Never repeat, never talk about your past. But Swamiji, just now you have told something about your past. I have learned from that. Be attentive. When you learn from your experience, it doesn't create an impression on your mind. Impressions on the mind is the burden on the mind. For example, in our childhood, some or the other time, we have touched the fire, we have got our hand burnt. Therefore, we have learned the fire burns. And therefore, we don't have hatred for the fire. We don't have love for the fire. But we know how to deal with the fire because it has a burning ability. In the same manner, whatever has happened in our past, learn and drop, learn and drop, learn and drop. And don't repeat it again. You will start remaining in the present. This is what Bhagavan is telling here. Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara. So many changes have happened to the body. Tatha dehantara prapti. Similarly, when this body is dropped, how does it matter? You are the same. See, when our childhood body has gone, have you ever filed an FIR with the police? My childhood body is lost, please find out. My teenage body has gone, we don't know where, please find out. My middle-aged body has disappeared suddenly, I don't know where it has gone. Friends, they can go somewhere if they are. You are the truth. See friends, the more you become aware of this, the quality of life changes. And the quality of life will be, you will be always cheerful and happy. You will never be miserable. And when we are thus going through the life, there are problems which come. Now what to do with the problems? In the 14th verse the teacher says, Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukhadukkada agama apayina anityan tan titikshasva bharata. Any experience you take, that experience which is created when our sense organs and objects come together. Take food and you take something and it is very spicy. Immediately some experience happens. Oh, it is so hot. That experience. Take something sweet and you eat it, aha, so nice. So there are only two types of experiences of life. Something which is conducive to you, which are not conducive to you. Sukhada and Dukkhada. Bhagavan says, Tan titikshasva bharata. Learn to endure what cannot be cured. Diabetes cannot be cured. Take tablets and live. Blood pressure cannot be cured. Take tablets and live. Don't waste time in anything else. Learn to live with what cannot be given. But how? Titikshasva, without complaints. Or all the time, constantly complaining and constantly frustrated and yet enjoying the world. No. Therefore, every experience has got the same story. It begins in time, it remains for some time, it is over after some time. Therefore, it is temporary. Now, because of the temporary experiences, why become permanently miserable? Like this experience of ours. Our lecture started 1 hour before. Now it will be over in another 1 minute. So, what can you do? Endure. You cannot run away till I go from here. Don't cry. Learn to go through the difficulties with a smile on the face and confidence in your heart. You have learned Bhagavad Gita. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudajjate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.